Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is TENGKU ISKANDAR TENGKU Muhammadul, and now I will presenting about Toyota Operation Management in Manufacturing. Okay, so this is our agenda. We will talk about the TPS concept, the disadvantages for using TPS concept, a production metrics in TPS, a reason to outsource its activities, and supply chain strategies that were implemented within Toyota. Alright, now we will move to the TPS concept. But we need to know what is the under the TPS concept. There are 5 systems, which is you need to know first about the Toyota production system first. Okay, TPS is a manufacturing approach that aims to cut waste and use the most efficient production methods. Okay, it contributes to enhancing organization and the bottom line while honoring personal and meeting customer demands. Next, you also need to know about the lean manufacturing, or we can call it as a short form LM. Lean manufacturing is a philosophy that attempts to boost output by reducing waste in industrial operation. Okay? Waste is everything that consumers do not find valuable and are not willing to pay for. Lean manufacturing, also known as lean production or lean, may be practiced by businesses or range or of industry. Lean methodologies are used by several well-known tool companies, including Toyota, Intel, or maybe Nine. The approach, which is based on the Toyota production system, is still used by the countless other times. Now we'll move to the system. Okay. Kaizen. Kaizen meaning continuous improvement. A good example to use on the term Kaizen is where an engineer meticulously build each new line component by hand to existing standards, then through incremental Kaizen, steadily simplify its operation. Next is challenge. The challenge in the system is Toyota faced a problem with its use. After the Tohoku earthquake and tsunami of 2011, the Toyota production system was established. After that, a difficulty like a pandemic COVID-19 was successfully solved by carefully scout stockpiles after learning from previous occurrences like the tsunami before. As you can see, as a part of the Toyota production system, Toyota values its suppliers and supports their group, giving feedback after successfully retrieving the supply and confirming that all is retrieved is one technique to assist the provider in improving the respect. Fourth one is about teamwork. In Toyota production system (TPS), individual self-actualization is emphasized at Toyota as a function of the teamwork. The example employees who serve as teachers and mentors are not seen as hotshots separate from the group, but as a reflection of the group in which leadership is distributed. Last one in the system is Genji Genbutsu. Genji Genbutsu is meaning go and see it for yourself. That's used to identify the problem by going to the problem itself and understand the problem before solving it. To grasp the problem can be confirmed through fact and analyze root cause. After identifying and understanding the problem can be solved quickly and eventually. Okay, the system already done. Now we'll move to the disadvantages for using the TPS concept on Toyota. Right, the first one, it will hide the cost of the training. All stakeholders in the organization need to have a basic training in TPS and lean manufacturing tools and techniques. This will lead to using a training program for TPS and lean manufacturing with various departments. In an organization, there are employees who refuse to learn new things and adapt new practices so that they can gain valuable experiences. This kind of human attitude problem can be a major obstacle in the implementation of TPS and lean manufacturing in an organization itself. The second one is time consuming for very small scale industry. Small businesses do not frequently handle integrate business and production procedures. Such process, for instance, are simple to handle using common techniques and calculation. Using common training and methods, non-value added tasks can also be decreased. The last one for the disadvantages is non-acceptance by employees or stakeholders. Lack of awareness of TPS and lean manufacturing hidden benefits might occasionally be a result of poor leadership. As a result, the TPS implementation strategy in a company is rejected or opposed by a stockholder and workers. It is preferable for project leaders to show stakeholders benchmark organizations in the same sector who use TPS for superior outcomes across the board. Other personnel may have a tendency to hold onto outmoded operating procedure rather than embracing the new ones. So we are already done about two agenda. Now let's move to the third agenda today. So we'll talk about the production metrics in Toyota production system or TPS. First, about the production matrix is about total cost. Total cost is a measurement based on cash. All the money spent on manufacturing will be summarized and then compared to the money used in the previous period to see whether the company has spent more or less than the previous period. Okay, as you can see at the picture above, okay, we can see the Toyota annual cost of goods sold in US dollar based on 2022 is 220 226 130 while 2021 is 210 and 393 for 2021. You can see the improvement year by year. Okay, so this production metric total cost applies on Toyota production system or TPS because Toyota will only buy materials and supplies whenever it is needed and also use the concept of clearing out their inventory to reduce wasted supplies as in reduce the cost of supplies in general. Okay, second one is about safety. Manufacturing businesses are required to regularly review and enhance their safety standards. This may be assessed by looking at their frequency, seriousness, and associated costs of accidents that occur. ZUKARNAIN, or automation with a human touch, is a term used in Toyota production system. For instance, this implies that if a problem arises, the machinery will automatically identify it and safely stop. Okay, allowing for examination and any required changes. Robots and machines are unable to think or evolve on their own. Instead, they develop as we impart our knowledge and expertise to them. The cornerstone of Toyota's Jidoka is continuous progress in both human and technology abilities, as you can see at the picture. Next is about delivery performance. Delivery performance is the measure of percentage of order when the customer wants them to be shipped. This production metric delivery performance is applied on Toyota production system because after Toyota finish creating a product, they won't keep their product in a warehouse to guide the warehouse cost and special needs for the product itself. But instead Toyota will straight deliver the complete product to the customer's doorstep and also maintain the quality of the product as it gets to the customers. Now we are in agenda 4. Okay, so here we are about the reason to outsource its activity in Toyota. First of all, the reason are to outsource project based on outsourcing. Project can be all size and forms. Say, for instance, that you want to start an advertising campaign but don't currently have the creative people on hand to carry it out internally. So working with a third party to complete the project makes more sense than creating a full department for it, right? It is a smart move since you can locate a marketing firm that specializes in your industry, guaranteeing you have all you need to be successful. There are organizations like this around you that allow you to go through to the rubbish. Just do your research prior to signing on the dotted line. This leads us to the one of the most notable outsourcing case of the year by year. Next, we move to outsource information technology, IT as a reason. Okay. Companies all over the world have started outsourcing their IT requirement to external organization, whether it is to be the development of the new apps, maintenance of your present IT infrastructure, or anything other technology related. Why? Okay. For some, it is cheap method to maintain servers and emails without the hassle of overseeing and paying for full staff. Most businesses have abnormally outsourced some of these activities. For instance, a lot of businesses utilize Gmail as their email platform, which shifts the technical expertise load from the internal IT teams to Google. Although setting up and using the Gmail platform to require some skill, it is not nearly as technical complex as setting up the internally mail server. As more and more tasks are outsourced as a new technology hit the market, pressure on the IT department grows. Always weigh the benefits and drawbacks of outsourcing before moving forward, including what will happen to your previous workers if you choose an outsourced supplier to handle their job function. The reason are outsourced manufacturing. Manufacturing is the last type of outsourcing that we will discuss because it is now the most well-known and widely discussed. Simply said, okay, it is less expensive to manufacture goods as well as big business frequently outsource their production. Almost all electronic manufacturers outsource their manufacturing. The same may be true for retailers of apparel. Companies must carefully monitor quality for this kind of outsourcing. After all, just because something is inexpensive doesn't necessarily imply it is good decision if customers start to avoid you because of the poor quality itself. As you can see, we are now nearly in the end. And the last agenda that I will discuss is about supply chain strategy that were implemented within Toyota. Okay, based on my reading on the additional info. So Toyota's supply chain strategy was based on research into the Toyota production system and we utilized asset protection strategies. Utilizing just-in-time or JIT, Toyota produced more cars with less resource in an effort to reduce their stock. Toyota also prefer to ship its product directly to the customer to steps rather of holding them in warehouse in order to save the expense of preserving the product's quality. The second one was strategy that I learned. Okay, Toyota chose the relationship with its supplier after reading the background of the Toyota supply chain. Between the participants in the supply chain, Toyota will be able to establish and maintain the successfully connection relationship. Toyota also will be able to make sure that their supplier arrives on time since their supplier needs to provide Toyota supply on time to earn Toyota's confidence.
And I think that's all from me. Here are the references that I used to get the information before side by side. Okay. And I appreciate you guys, not always, but those who give focus after he give me hope, but I was play again. Even if he hurts this life is only gameplay in the world, precious is always with us. Keep going. Thank you again. Assalamualaikum.